In this episode, I would like us to work on updating the question. And so I would like us to just go ahead and do something about that. We will still use our model, the new question model, to do that. And so I would like to just have it here again. So inside the teleport, I would still want to have the same model, new question model, like that. And inside here we are going to have several things. Of course, we will have the header, the template for the header slot. So we'll use hash header, and then we will have the template for success. In this case, this one will be for the session. So I will put it here like that. This will be for showing us the success message after succeeding in submitting our question or editing our question. So again, we have another template, and this template we are going to call it body. And finally, we will have a template which will be the footer. And in this case, this we are going to call the footer, like that. So basically, that is how our model will be. And then in a similar way, we are going to work on how to launch it. And so we are going to call it what? We are going to call it, we will have the show method. So show, we will bind the show method like we have done for the others. And this one I would like to just call it view, edit question model. And in this case, if we will have it like that, and then I can also have the other method when we close it, like we have it on these other ones. So at close, or maybe at click, I can even just go ahead and do it inline. So at click, I can say destroy model, but I can also just say edit question model is equals to false, like that. And then we can be able also to just go and look at the place where we are launching this edit question model. So we go up here where we are having the buttons, the three buttons, the one for edit. This one I can say at click, we can say edit question model is equals to true. As you can notice, I'm veering off what we have been doing, because we were setting, when we click, we were able to set the model on a method, but it's also possible for us to just change the values inline. And then I would like inside here where we have our methods, or in other words inside the script, and I would like us to just say we are now editing question, like that. And here I want us to have a ref, edit question model. In this case, we are going to set it to false, like that. So then when we set it to true, then it will show our model. When we set it to false, we will not see the model. So in this case, I would like to just check if everything is working. It seems we are having a problem. I do not know why we have a problem. So let me just open up terminal a little bit to see where the problem is. Missing end tag 196, so somewhere below here is somewhere where is new question model, and then it seems as if we are missing something. New question model. Yes, there is a problem here. There's something that I typed in, I do not know what it was, so and it became a problem, and so we have no problem, so everything is working fine. I would like us to just check if this form of ours is working. So when I click here, as you can see, the model is being shown, and I think that is very interesting. So I would like us to be able to have some data on the header, and here I like to just say H5, and we can just say edit question, like that. When we come and check again, it is here. And then of course inside the body, I would like us to have a bootstrap form, and what it is that we have on the success template here, we will just repeat something that is here. So I just copy this one, the template success. So we just copy this, and this we will be using to display the flash messaging for success in saving. So this one I'm going to just paste it inside here, like that. I think that is good enough. And here we are going to have a form, and maybe just to do it quickly, probably I can just go and get a bootstrap form. I can go ahead and get a bootstrap form like that, and then under documentation I can be able to scroll downwards. We can open form overview, and we can just select this one to get a form for us here, and I can be able to pick this one exactly the way it is. I'm going to copy, and we are going to have it here, like that. Just to format it a little bit, I'm going to just push this like that, such that it looks nice. So still, when we check our question, now we have a form, but it's not displaying properly. Oh, I have put it under footer. Sorry for that. It's supposed to be inside body, not footer. So you cut it and come and paste it here, like that. We will save, and so we have our form. But even though it is not email address, so here we are going to just say what we have in there is a question, and then the same way we were passing the questions from in the previous values. So in this case we can say we need to pass the index of the question that has been clicked on. So let me go back to up here to where we are having our table. And so for this one, for edit, we are saying at click edit question model true. I think I would like also to have another method. We can say view, or in other words, edit question, edit question, and in this case inside here just edit question, not edit question model, because that's something else. Edit question, and we are going to pass in the index like that. So in this case, this method, when we click this button, it's going to put actions on two methods. The first one is to make our model active, and it will also be able to send the index to this other method. So let us go ahead and see what is going to happen there. So you go and create a method here, which I'm going to call it edit question, edit function, edit question. And of course, because we are passing in the index, I will say index, such that we can be able to check if there's something. So we can say alert, and we pass in the index. You see if it can be able to show us the selected index. So in this case, you can refresh. The page is already refreshed via Vite. So when I click edit, now it's saying the index is 1. When we click the first one, when we click this first one, it says the index is 0, and of course goes ahead to launch our model. When we click this one, the index is 3. So I think that one is working perfectly. So the next thing that we are going to do is to set the question. So in this case, we can be able to set a ref here, and then we can say what should we call it? Selected question. I think we have used it somewhere, and I do not want to use the same ref here. So let me just say question for edit, question for edit, like that. And in this case, we are going to set a ref. And first of all, at the beginning, it's null. But then here, we are going to set. And so we are going to set this question for edit here. So in this case, I'm going to just write question for edit, this one here, dot value, and we are going to set it as follows. We're going to set it as props dot question, and then we are going to pass in the index, in this case the index that we have here, and this will get for us the question for edit. And so probably I can comment this one out, and then down here we are going inside our input, we are going to put a value, and in this, v model, and for this one we are going to just call it question for edit dot question, like that. And I believe it should be able to get us whatever it is that we want. I can see that we have an error, duplicate attribute, probably I have been able to modify something which I was not supposed to. Let me remove this. Yes, I was on a wrong thing, by the way. I was editing something else. So we will move downwards to our model, because to our question, and here we are going to say v model. We are going to set as question for edit, like that, dot question, like that. And so I want to check that as we click on this one, then it's supposed to show us our question, and as you can see, there's nothing that is happening. So let me just try and check. Probably there's an error. In console, there's nothing. and I click on it, yes, and code type error, cannot read, null. Okay, so props, let me just check. View dev tools, questions, and I can be able to go and check. Just have it like this. We have the questions array, and we have edit question model, and then we have what? We have props, then we have selected question, let me check, probably the way I am looking for it might be the one that is a problem. Let me just pause and check it out. I have seen where the problem is. And the problem is here, props.questions, because the props were actually props for questions, not for question, and I had typed it as singular. So where we have defined props, I think, where do we have it? Our data is a little bit, add answers, handle radio change. Yes, the props are questions, not question, and I think it was trying to check for that, and it was not being easy to find it, so I have changed it to plural. What we are having it here, this one I have changed to plural, so props.questions, like that, and then we pass in the index. So again, refreshing, obviously the refreshing has been done also, so now we have the question. And now, because we have the question, so who created Laravel, then we can be able to have the buttons here, and we will finish it up like that. So for the buttons, I'm going to just copy some of the buttons that we have in other templates. So I will copy this one. The only one that I'm going to make a change on is the one for update. The one for close, we can just be able to do it inline. So inside the footer, I'm going to paste this one, and then at click, if we want to destroy model, we can just look for what we have said in show model. So we can say at click show edit question model is equals to false. I can set it like that, show edit question model. Let me see what I have. Let me just copy it, show edit question model, like that. I'll just copy this and set it to false, paste it here and say is equals to false. That you close our model, and then when we click here, I want us to update question, update question, like that. So we need to have another method that we will call update question, such that when we click on it, it will be able to update for us the question. So of course, if we click edit, we have this, we can be able to maybe delete that one, and then maybe change the question, modify. If we say close, it will close our model, but then now if we say update, then it's supposed to send a request to, in other words, hit this method which we are calling update question, and then after that we can be able to send the data to the database, or in other words to the backend. And so here I want us to have a method which we are going to call function and we are going to call it update question, and we are going to have it like that. So when we click, I want us to just alert submitting, if just to check that it works perfectly. So when I click edit and I click update, so you can see it's saying submitting, so meaning we are hitting that method perfectly. And then now again, this one we are going to send the request to, we can say router dot put in a similar fashion to the one that we did in the previous tutorial. And then the method that we are calling is questions. And then of course what we are passing in is our question for edit, like that, question for edit dot value, just like that. Then now we can go to our controller and create, to our method, to our web.php and create that method. So I'm going to just copy this one, paste it here. The method will be put, and then it is question controller update, like that. And I think that one is okay. So we want to go to our question controller and see if we can be able to hit the update method. So you scroll downwards to the place where we have update. Yes, here. And I can say return request all. And then we can be able to check. So if we are editing who created view and I click on update, as you can see, it is going to the endpoint with the question and also the answers, but in this case we do not need the answers, so we will just work on the question only and update it. So that is what we are going to do. So we will not work on everything. So let us just see what we can be able to do there. I want us to just check for the request question, because that is the only thing that we are updating. We are not updating any other thing, because whatever it is that is being modified is just the question only. So update, and you can see who created view. So if we want to edit this, I can say who created this quiz application, and when I click update, now you see that is what is being updated in our endpoint. So in this case, I'm just going also to get the question ID. I'm just going to get the question ID, and then we can be able to update it. So we will get the ID of the questions as follows. We are going to say request question, and then we have it like that. Even though there is something that we can be able to modify for us to be able to use root model binding, but for now let us just go with it like this. So request ID will give us the ID like that, and then this will be the question. So we can be able to say edit question is equals to question model find or fail ID, and then we can be able to now say edit question, because in our database we have a column called question, and we are going to pass in the request question, this one here, and then we are going to go ahead and save. So you still say edit question, save. The way I look at this working in this application, there is a lot of refactoring that needs to be done, but for now let us just work on it the way it is, and then after that now we are going to return with a response. So we are going to just say return redirect, and we are redirecting to questions, and we want to have flash messaging, so with success, and we can say question edited successfully, like that. And if we attempt to do that, so who created maybe Inertia JS update, as you can see we are having something there which is an issue. So edit question, request ID, let me check, return ID. We see if the ID is being returned, because we are having a problem. So let us check again, update undefined request. Yes, there is a problem that I have committed myself. So let us save and check again if we can be able to return the ID. So edit like that. Now we have the ID, so I think now everything is perfect. So I'm going to just delete this and leave it like that. So this will be able to save our data in the database. So edit, and here I'm going to just write Inertia, who created Inertia JS update, and you can see edited successfully. If we are to refresh, now you see the question has changed. Even this one we can be able to change to something else, maybe Alpine JS. So created Alpine JS, we can say update, and also that one has been edited successfully. So in this case we have questions that are unique here, and we have been able to update all of them successfully. Thank you very much for following this tutorial video up until here.